At just 20 years old, he inherited a small kingdom on the edge of Greece. By the time he was 32, he had conquered the mighty Persian Empire, marched all the way to India, and created one of the largest empires the ancient world had ever seen, without losing a single major battle. His name was Alexander the Third of Macedon. This is how a young king became Alexander the Great. Born in 356 BC in the rugged kingdom of Macedon, Alexander was no ordinary prince. His father, King Philip II, had already turned Macedon into a military powerhouse. His mother, Olympias, filled his head with stories of gods and destiny. At 13, Alexander was tutored by the greatest mind of the age, Aristotle. He studied philosophy, science, medicine, and the Iliad, which became his lifelong inspiration. He dreamed of becoming like Achilles. When Alexander was 20, tragedy struck. His father, Philip, was assassinated. In one swift and ruthless move, the young prince seized the throne, eliminated rivals, and crushed a rebellion in Thebes. Greece was now united under him, but Alexander's eyes were already looking east toward the vast Persian Empire, the richest and most powerful civilization of the time. Alexander didn't just inherit an army, he perfected it. He perfected the Macedonian phalanx, rows of soldiers armed with extremely long sarissa spears up to 6 meters. These formed an almost impenetrable wall of points. He combined this with heavy cavalry, the companions, that he personally led into battle. He used fast, mobile forces and brilliant combined arms tactics that no one had seen before. His strategy was revolutionary: strike fast, hit the enemy's weakest point, and never fight on their terms. He studied his opponents carefully and adapted on the battlefield. In 334 BC, with only 40,000 men, Alexander crossed into Asia Minor and began his campaign against the enormous Persian Empire ruled by Darius III. At the Battle of Granicus, Alexander led a daring cavalry charge and won his first major victory. At Issus, he faced Darius himself and routed the Persian army, forcing the emperor to flee and abandon his family. The decisive blow came at Gaugamela in 331 BC. Outnumbered possibly 10-1, Alexander used a brilliant feigned retreat and oblique attack to shatter the Persian lines. Darius fled again. Alexander entered Babylon and Persepolis as a conqueror and famously burned the great palace, some say in revenge for earlier Persian invasions of Greece. But he didn't stop. He pushed east into the mountains of Afghanistan, founded cities named Alexandria everywhere he went, and continued all the way to the Indus River in India. At the Battle of the Hydaspes, he defeated King Porus and his war elephants, one of his toughest fights. His exhausted troops finally refused to go further. For the first time, Alexander had to turn back. In just 10 years, Alexander had created an empire stretching from Greece to Egypt to India, larger than any before it. He spread Greek culture, language, and ideas across the known world, beginning the Hellenistic Age. Yet, at the height of his power, in 323 BC in Babylon, Alexander fell seriously ill. He died at only 32 years old. To this day, historians debate whether it was poison, malaria, or exhaustion. His empire did not survive him intact. It was divided among his generals, but his legend lived on. He became the ultimate symbol of military genius, ambition, and youthful brilliance. From a young prince tutored by Aristotle to the undefeated conqueror of the known world, Alexander the Great proved that true greatness comes not from the size of your army, but from the boldness of your vision. If you enjoyed this story of one of history's greatest conquerors, like and subscribe for more epic tales of empire builders. Tell me in the comments which conqueror we should cover next. Thanks for watching. History isn't just the past, it's a reminder of what one unstoppable will can achieve.